We in there.
We did it. We're in there. We did it. What's up, guys? What's up, LFQ, Oculus, Brightside, your schematics? What's going on? Schematics, I feel like you don't chat often. It's crazy. You got a sub and everything. Oh, I bet you got a gifter. Either way, that's awesome. Welcome. I hope you're here for the chatting. I appreciate that you're here for the emotes as well. Yeah, guys, there's some stuff going on. Yeah, no worries. I'm glad you got the gifter and you're dropping the emotes, man. Have fun with those. So I just have to say it because I think it was announced this morning. But I told you guys, I don't know, 2 weeks ago when they announced the sunsetting of Destiny 2, meaning that they weren't going to make new content for it. There's going to be layoffs. They announced layoffs today. It's like 50% of staff.
Did they announce it?
There's rumors floating around. I didn't see a specific post, but I saw people on Twitter talking about it. So yeah, rip.
There's a lot of rumors that it's like 40%, something like that.
50%.
Yeah,
they're gonna lose like half of their staff. So from Marathon HQ, Bungie's laying off 50% of its staff, according to a French journalist. Okay, so it's like a French journalist who's broken the story. I don't know what entity they're with. It's this person's name is Sylvain Trinel. I don't know who that is. Including full-time and contract workers. Did you think it was only going to be contract workers? Because that's not 50% of the studio. Let's see. So they're saying after previous layoffs, Bungie's down to about 800 staff. So like 400 are probably going to lose their jobs. But either way, it's hundreds of people. The crazy thing that I'm seeing about this conversation is people are crashing the fuck out at Bungie and at Sony saying it's their fault. And like, guys.
And that it's Pete Parsons' fault.
Yeah, they're also blaming Pete Parsons. It's definitely Bungie's fault in terms of making a product that people don't want to purchase. It's not like they're not getting something taken away from them. No one wanted the thing that would have kept them in business. Like it's the reality of it. I just think the conversation is very strange. How people are just freaking out. Let's look at the was it SteamDB or Steam Charts?
Charts.
So Destiny 2, they were trying to do a thing where people logged in after June 9th. It looks like they were holding like 100K. I want to check SteamDB as well. Yeah, it looks like at their peaks, they were hitting like 100, 130K again. Let's look at the month. Yeah, if you look at the month, Moment of Triumph shot up to like 170, which was like the final release. So this was on the 9th when people logged in on the 9th. So they only dropped about 30K concurrent. They've been holding over 100K, at peak since then. Internet people are always going to be freaking out. Yeah, that's very true.
Especially Destiny people.
Oh yeah, especially Destiny people. So people did come back. I mean, if I look at the 3-month graph, their peaks were like 12K, so slightly better than Marathon. If I go back 6 months, peak is at under 40K, 38K. If I look at a year, the June 9th Moments of Triumph update at 160K was the largest peak in the last year. Renegade's peak was 70K. I want to say Final Shape was 100K. If I look at 3 years, the biggest peak was June of 2024, which was season 24, episode 1 Echoes. Whatever the fuck that means. And then after that update, next peak was 89K. So they took a massive dip. That was 300K. That's the all-time peak. Was what the fuck did they call this again? Season 24, episode 1 Echoes. That was the largest peak Destiny's had in the last 3 years. So more often than not, there's no one playing the game. That's the whole fucking thing. Like that's the weirdest part about this. Last 3 years, no one's playing the game, and now people are freaking out that the game's going away. Also blaming Pete Parsons. I mean, like, just want to say I was blaming Pete Parsons first. So, yeah.
I just the drawing the line of like this guy who was in charge of the company got the company to sell for a really impressive amount of money and saved the company from going out of business. So it's his fault that they're turning off Destiny is a weird line of thinking that I think people are going down. You know, I don't really feel like I have a ton of skin in the game in this entire situation anymore, especially compared to yourself. But just like, I don't know. It's a weird way that I think people are reacting to it. And,
yeah, the reaction is very strange to me. Like, I look at this and I go, this is business. They made a thing that people don't want. They're not successful. They have to reduce costs.
If anything, like I'm reading a lot of stuff that's like Sony got really fucked, and like Pete Parsons did a really good job of making them pay an insane amount of money for Bungie. It was like the biggest like video game acquisition number that ever happened before. And you know, what did they get out of it? They got dying Destiny and Marathon, which on paper probably doesn't look very good to them. I do like Marathon, but you know, it is what it is. So
yep. How's Marathon doing? Actually, I kind of want to see how Marathon's doing. Let's see.
I haven't, you know, admittedly booted Marathon back up since season 2 started, but like I want Marathon to do well. I don't really care about Destiny, but I would like Marathon to do well. I think it's a cool game.
It's back down.
I'm sure it is. I bet it's not doing very well. Like I just based on, you know, I even follow some of these communities online and have since, you know, like this game came out, and I can just see like the level of activity is very low. It's, I don't know.
It's almost back down to the before season 2 launch. So again, this is that same pattern you see out of Bungie's releases. Is they about a month they drop all their concurrency again. Same thing with Destiny. Destiny did that all the time. The peak I was talking about with that season 24, whatever the fuck thing, that tapered out in like a month and a half and dropped significantly. So this is just a normal pattern.
LFQ says, everyone I've heard talking about Marathon says it's really good. People are just not playing it. Yeah, and they had stats that came out that said like their retention numbers were like industry leading. Like the people who played the game kept playing the game a large amount, like way more than people would normally keep playing video games if you're like looking at the statistics that way. But the numbers of those people just aren't very high. So
they're also talking about people that bought the game because they've done multiple free chunks of time, and that doesn't seem to be converting people into buying the game. So that's, I think, a concern, obviously, because like these games aren't just you buy the game and that's it, and that's their whole business model. They're very heavily based around microtransactions too, and the reason is they need to recuperate the costs for developing the game and shipping it in the first place. So it's entirely possible they're just in the red, and they've been in the red for a while, which is obviously bad. You can't do business if you're just spending money all the time and you don't make any. So yeah, I had to bring that up, had to talk about it because that scoop happened today. Yeah, about an hour ago, someone broke the story saying that, here we go. I got the original guy.
And the reason that they've talked about it too is just like these are the people who support Destiny. Destiny's being sunset, and they don't need to put all these people on Marathon, and they're effectively saying like we're not going to work on another game, so we don't need the numbers like 400 people.
Well, I guess this dude is also saying that due to he's reporting that information he got says that Sony's also going to take some layoffs. It's not just Bungie.
I saw there was a news story this morning that was like the entire gaming industry is about to have like another big round of layoffs.
Yep.
Across the board, basically.
Yep, absolutely. They got to reduce these costs. They can't do it all at once. It's too disruptive. So it's got to trickle out, and then the layoffs are going to get smaller and smaller as like money comes back in. It's going to happen. I mean, since we're talking about that, another good piece of information, or I guess not good piece of information, another interesting development is that Microsoft just did an announcement of a bunch of shit, including like Ninja Theory's new Senua game. This is Hellblade, right? The Senua Sacrifice type stuff.
Yep, the game's called Senua. Yeah.
Yeah, so they just announced they're making another game in that series. So this is the third one, and then what was it, like less than a week later? They were like, "We're closing the studio." Just fucking announced it. They're closing the whole studio. So like,
and the reason that a lot of people think is that they tried to announce the game to get somebody interested in acquiring the studio and carrying the development forward, and it didn't work. So,
yep.
This is the trailer for the game that they announced again 8 days ago, and then shut the studio down. So this game is not happening anymore, according to, unless something changes, I guess. But
yep, because it's not ready to go. This is one of those sizzle reel things. Like, admittedly, if you're looking at this, it looks like a movie, but that's actually how these games kind of play. So you could argue that this is a bit of actual gameplay in here somewhere. Yeah, 8 days, LFQ.
Yep.
What was the other major Microsoft story? They were shutting down a bunch of studios. It wasn't just Ninja Theory, right?
Ninja Theory was the big one, and then the other one was the people who made...
I feel like Adder sent it to us.
Yeah, I'm looking here. The other part of this 8-day thing is like everybody is pretty sure Microsoft knew they were going to do this, and they still let them announce their game again to like try to see if they could like sell them off or something first. But
100%,
pretty crazy. Ninja Theory, Compulsion Games, and Double Fine are the ones that they announced.
Double Fine's crazy. So they're shutting down Double Fine?
What did Double Fine do?
I want to say Psychonauts.
Oh yeah, Tim Schafer. Shit.
Yeah, Double Fine's like a legacy, AA studio that has made some very popular games. Let me see.
Okay, apparently they have made a statement. Let's see. Double Fine most recently released Kiln, a pottery power fantasy title that infuses creativity and destruction. It wasn't a commercial hit, and it landed just a year after the studio's last game, Keeper, which again wasn't a heavy hitter in terms of sales. What did they respond? Oh, it looks like they just tweeted like an emoji like sweating, and that was it. Oh,
that's crazy.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, Dark Days. Xbox might be coming to an end too. I wouldn't be surprised if Xbox starts shutting more shit down, and like it's the end of Xbox, and they're gonna be like, we're not gonna make a new console.
Who's Compulsion Games? They were the third one.
Brightside, welcome to the conversation.
South of Midnight and We Happy Few is Compulsion Games.
Turning Cog is very into... He called you a stinky 5'8" user, Tony.
It's because I talked to him about 5'8" this morning.
Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure he's a 5'7" user. But, it is what it is.
5'8" did come out this morning. If you guys want to talk about Unreal real quick, there's also... What did they have like the road to Unreal Engine 6. Thought I had it up here. It's probably back here somewhere. Here we go. This one. Yeah. So they had their big Epic Games keynote this morning at Unreal Fest. They started talking about UE6. This is what Tim Sweeney has been saying for a while here, is Unreal Engine plus UEFN is UE6. So we kind of already knew that. UE6 is UE5 and UEFN coming together into a single unified engine for the next generation of gaming. Rendering will keep getting better, cook times will come down, iteration loops will get tighter, mobile is increasingly capable, but UE6 exists distinctly from an incremental UE5 development path because three things about game development need to change at the same time. Removing the gameplay programming model to Verse, which transactionalizes C++ for increased accessibility of development so that we can build persistent large-scale live experiences, whatever the fuck that means. We're enabling content code and economies to become portable and interoperable between games, ecosystems, and engines through open standards. That seems good. We're building pipeline features such as MCP with integrations for Claude, Gemini, and others as creativity and productivity multipliers so that teams can focus their efforts on the essential creative and technical tasks of development rather than on time-consuming manual tasks. Some more AI shit. I think this is the big one that they talked about, and the TLDR, I think of a lot of this is that they're moving away from blueprints, is what they've said for UE6. So entirely new gameplay framework known collectively as Scene Graph, built from scratch on Verse versus the foundation for Epic's future programming model. I'm not going to read this entire thing, but I have seen the headline. Like they've kind of talked about moving away from blueprints, and I think it's a lot of the same reasons that we've talked about. Like it's really hard to work with LLMs with blueprints. I don't think a lot of people kind of saw that change coming in the ecosystem the way that it has, and this is them kind of pivoting to meet that. And I mean, even our workflows on our end over the last 6 months have completely changed from what we were doing before because of that. So I think this is going to be good. I'm going to kind of breeze through some of this portable content. I think this is just like making everything a little more standard and less Unreal specific, which is great. This one's going to talk about a lot of the LLM stuff. Our goal for UE6 is to greatly reduce the tedious work in authoring content to leave more time for creative exploration. So that seems great. Path from here to there. UE6 converges two threads we've been running in parallel. UE5 for high-end standalone gaming content, and UEFN as a live environment where the new programming model has been getting battle tested. We're targeting Unreal Engine 6 early access release at the end of 2027, so we still got a while. Full release of UE6 coming 12 to 18 months later. In the meantime, new UE6 development stream is now on GitHub, publicly visible. I don't know if that means you can actually use it, but you can watch what they're doing at least. So there you go. They also released 5.8 this morning. If you guys didn't see that, that has a lot of cool stuff in it too.
Yeah, so we've got that, which is potentially good for making video games. Bad for making video games is all the layoffs. Looks like Arcane is also on the chopping block.
I think Arcane might have survived because they were originally one of the ones that was getting listed alongside Ninja Theory, and then it like changed to those other three, and Arcane stopped getting talked about. So
all of those other studios, according to the person who's like broken the story about Bungie, are in negotiations to spin off. So they're trying to get bought by someone else or to get funding to continue to operate independent of Microsoft. Yeah. What's up, Gil?
At a point, like,
yeah,
I know it's not this straightforward. I was thinking about this too. It's like, if Microsoft goes like, we want to shut your studio down and we don't want to pay, we can't pay your team anymore, and we're not going to give you any more resources. Like, it's unfortunate that the conversation isn't like, okay, well, we're just going to take our project and go finish it ourselves. Then if that's cool, because Microsoft's going to go, no, we paid for that. Like, we actually own that. You can't have that. Sorry. So, like, you know, it'll be, we're shutting your studio down. We don't want to pay you anymore. And if you want to keep working on your projects, you're going to need to give us tens of millions of dollars or like some cut, you know, and then you can go keep doing it, but we're not going to help you anymore. Like that would be the reality in a lot of these situations, I think.
Yeah, it's a grim news day. Other than the 5.8 stuff, which you guys are hype about, so not trying to be negative about the games industry, but yeah. So 5.8 looks like it's...
This is a cool video I saw on Twitter of the new landscape tools and what they can do. Shut up. So he's like doing these like weird, like, these are all meshes, but then I think they're landscapes technically, and then he starts like booleaning into them and shit. Like, I don't know. It's fucking crazy. It looks really cool. So I guess this is kind of the new landscape workflow that they've put together in 5.8. So,
okay.
Very cool. Yeah, look at this. He just like cut this like crazy shaft through.
Very cool.
He's using like a terrain mesh as a boolean to get like really weird jagged cut like that, and then it all like nanites out. And
yeah, that's crazy.
All the foliage and the rocks, and yeah, no, the Hyperskate is gonna massively benefit from this shit. So, that one's really cool.
Sweet. So, okay. Anything else in here? We got more Game Pass titles. I don't care about that. Oh, there's a new PlayStation controller patent with haptic feedback on the buttons, like the triggers for the DualSense. That's interesting.
I also have one for like a button that can get hard and soft.
Yeah, that's how the triggers work. In a game that's like built for a DualSense controller, the developer can set like feedback points where it's like stiff.
Well, I was seeing like a picture on a patent of like a membrane that could become like solid or like squishy or something. That was like a new
It's probably the same shit from the trigger. The triggers are really interesting. You can get like resistance points, so it feels like a trigger pull on like a firearm. It's very interesting. Like Returnal did it a lot, and it had like 2 modes. If you did like a light pull, it would like fire. If you did a hard pull like through the break point, it would like do a different alt fire.
Buttons made of smart, magnetically responsive composite materials that will soften or harden depending on the strength of the magnetic field. Essentially, the controller would be able to change the feel of the controls by altering button hardness in real time to enhance game immersion, similarly to the PS5 DualSense controller's existing haptic feedback. For example, the buttons could soften when a player is walking through a swamp and harden when they're climbing on a rocky surface. Patton also describes how the theoretical controller could create a finger grab effect where the buttons soften to let the fingers sink in and then harden to hold them, simulating being grabbed in-game. Yeah.
Oh, it's like a long button? What the fuck?
Yeah, dude, I don't know. This is what I was talking about. I was like, I saw like a weird cylinder.
So. Long button, dude. Let's go. Thank you, LFQ. Thank you for the fucking tier 3, bro. You're wild.
Shit, thank you.
For 6 months or something like that? Wait, no, it's just 18 months. What the fuck? That's crazy, bro. Thank you. That is what she said, Gil. That's exactly what she said. I don't know. I'm kind of like struck by all these layoffs and shit. This is,
yeah.
I thought it was gonna hopefully like start chilling out, but it looks like it's only gonna get worse. Yeah, I think it's potentially only gonna get worse. It's a very hard time to be a game dev, and I know a lot of you guys out there are newer to this entire discipline or this whole like industry. It's going to be a lot harder to get into a big studio and get that experience you need to make your own stuff. With that experience, you know,
I feel like you got to look at like Capcom has talked about how they've had 2 or 3 years that are just like straight bangers. Like they've made more money than they've ever made in their entire lives. And I guarantee they've not laid off a single person because of that. They've probably been hiring like crazy. So it's not like the gaming industry just inherently is fucked. It's like a lot of companies made a lot of bad business decisions a long time ago, and they're all coming to free, you know, bear now. And like, there's nothing anybody can really do about it. Unfortunately, I don't think it just is what it is. Like we're kind of like too far down the road for a lot of these things to change. But you know, I don't think it's all doom and gloom. Is I guess what I'm trying to say is like there are definitely companies out there that are still doing okay. Like even big AAA companies like Capcom, I think are like in an okay spot. I think like you don't really hear about like CD Projekt Red laying people off yet. You know, they're working on a lot of projects. We'll see what happens. But
yeah, it seems like it seems to me like it's dark for Western game development. Like the West is going through some hard times right now, but Japan is booming.
Yeah,
Japan is like slaying out.
I guess you're right. Like Nintendo's fine, FromSoft seems fine. Sony, I think, is probably fine. Like they're so diversified across so many other things besides gaming that it's like Microsoft. It's like Microsoft can shut down Xbox and they've run Windows, they'll be fine. But yeah.
Adder was mentioning game devs are moving into military for simulation work. I mean, yeah, that's actually like pretty common. I knew and worked with a lot of people who did military contract work that got into games from that and vice versa. So like that's a normal thing.
We've talked to people about surgery simulators and VR for like training purposes. We talked to people about drones. Like, you know, there's a lot of like non-gaming applications to the type of thing we do that people have even approached us about. And some of them were, you know, a little too early in our careers and we wanted to focus on other things and stuff like that. But, you know,
yeah, the deals weren't worth it for us to derail what we were doing to go work on a side thing that would mean like we're not working on Hyperskater Dread, right? Or any of the other 4 projects that we have. Like we care more about those things and the the money as an incentive wasn't adding up. There's still some stuff that we've got, you know, behind the scenes, I guess, conversations that I'm having with some people about some things that could be very beneficial for us. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, our goal at the end of the day is always to be making video games. So if any of these deals don't align with that, then we're not going to take them. But if they do align with that, and we could like crank out a project in 3 to 6 months and make a bunch of money to fund another game, hell yeah, we'll definitely do that. Buy one of the Sony phones soon, so they'll be okay. Yeah, nice.
There you
go. Yeah, Oculus, have you ever considered doing any military sim work? Have you ever had any conversations around that? The nice part about it is if you're doing like defense contract stuff, there's a lot of money. And I mean, like, it's just the way the government works. When you're doing that kind of thing, you can bill really well and be compensated really well for some work that's maybe not as exciting. They're very prescriptive about what you have to build. When you make the thing, it's, you know, it's good to go. You get a nice big check, and then project's done, and you're out. The surgery,
you get a support contract that gives you monthly recurring revenue ongoing, which is nice.
Yep. I bet you could use gas for DARPA contracts. Probably. I think it would depend on the application of it. You haven't, but you may consider it. Yeah, I don't know what your financial situation's like. Being a solo indie dev is very hard. So if you can, supplement your income to make the games you want to make, it's not going to hurt anything. So it's just you have to determine whether or not it's worth taking the detour to go work on something that you're not excited about, right? How you doing, Graham? Let's see. Brightside says, I saw Mortal Shell 2 on the Next Fest. Did you play the demo, Brightside? You should check it out, man. I played the demo, got to like the last boss, set it down, and I was like, I'm chilling. I don't want to, play too much of this. I'm going to play the game when it comes out, and I'll be good. Yep. And then it just kept calling to me, so I went back and like did everything I could do in the demo. It was fun. It was really fun. So I'm excited. You want to play on a goddamn OLED? Nice, dude. Hell yeah. Yeah, Mortal Shell 2 mentioned for sure. I need a release date, Adder. I really do. I need a release date so I know when I can look forward to it and then be like, all right, that's what I'm going to be doing for like, 3 days straight, is just playing Mortal Shell. We always talking about that even when you ain't here, Adder. Yeah, it's true. What's your opinion of having a demo versus just promo material? Both of those have cost skill, and I think they have different goals. So a demo is to get people to try your game and convert them into buying the game at full price. That's the point of a demo. Promotion material is to do the same thing, and you can make one more expensive than the other. It all depends on how much effort you put into it. Promotional material carries its own costs that are dead at the end of that. Making a demo, you can make your game and then cut a slice of the game, like the beginning, the first 4 hours, something like that, and you can make that your demo. So that's a cheaper way to do it, and I mean cheaper in terms of like time and effort, not necessarily like spending money. Like that's a part of the whole thing. Is like you gotta balance how much money you're spending. Otherwise, like, you don't make money and you can't make more games. What's up, Illuminous? How you doing? Release date soon. Okay, good.
I was thinking about it. Like, I don't know what the numbers are on demos, but I would bet demos probably don't account for like a huge amount of turnover. There's probably some amount. Like, I think it's definitely worth doing, but like, I don't know a ton of people who play demos personally. Yeah, and I definitely don't. I will, like, maybe if I'm like really unsure about a game and I like need to know, if I like even want to try it out. But like generally with the Steam refund, like I'm not going to go through the trouble of like downloading and installing the demo, trying to play the demo, and then deleting the demo, buying the game, installing the game. Like I'll just buy the game and then return if I don't like it. So but that's just me. And I know like demos are really important for certain things on Steam. I've talked to Vince about this before. There's like algorithm considerations for how Steam will like show off your game and what collections it will put it in, and if you qualify for like Next Fest and stuff like that, based on if you have a demo and if you have controller support and like all of these different things. So there's considerations there, but yeah, I mean, nothing is free. And I would say like if you have to do some math between like promo material versus demo, you can't have like mid promo material and a demo to like equate having good promo material and no demo. I think the promo material is like way more important because you have to, people have to know to try your demo. Like nobody's going to know to go download your demo if your promo material isn't good. So like, it's just extra credit in my opinion. Like you gotta kind of just, I don't know. It's like a hierarchy almost. Start from the top, work your way down.
Also, what Adder's saying is that you're running a risk when you put out a demo that people have played your game and they decided it's immediately not for them. With just promo materials, you know, we're in a place where people can refund games, so you'll still get a convert. You'll get a chunk that will buy the game, may not like it, but still keep it. That could also
do a demo. They're never going to do that. Like you're eliminating that possibility entirely. You might,
if your game is bad.
Yeah, 2% of people might buy it, hate it, and not refund it, and that's a sale that you got that you wouldn't have had otherwise. And you know, it almost is like if you really believe in your game and you think your game is really good, like demo's probably not a bad idea. Hopefully, you're probably not publishing something that you don't feel that way about, but that is one way to think about it for sure. So,
Oculus, I think you're gonna run the risk of angry reviews even when you put a demo out. Like the demo also carries that. You could just get angry reviews because you did a demo. We also made it so demo progress carries the full build on release if you want it to. That was a whole technical hurdle because they're like 6 to 7 months apart in build assembly.
Yeah, you guys, like when you said you were doing that initially, I was like, oh, that's cool. And then, you know, we talked about this. I kind of assumed you guys had some like fairly sophisticated setup for how you were like branching everything. And you're like, no, it's like totally fucked up and completely manual, but you guys still made it work. That's really cool. And that's another thing to think about, Gil, is like, so you want to make a demo for your game. Like, I know we talked about like there's some effort and there's like time and money involved in that, but like you have to think about like even the technical consideration of like taking your game that you've kind of built around like packaging to release on Steam as like a full product, and like now you need to build something into it to like effectively spin off a separate version of it that is more limited in such a way, and you need to make sure those limitations are good and people can't get outside of them and blah 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 blah. Like, you know, that's just going to be a lot more time and effort, and like you could do it manually, but then like what if there's a bug in it and you need to update it, and then you didn't like set up a sophisticated way for you to like fix that bug and like push it out to the demo and push it out to the real version or something. Like it's we've been talking about this recently. This is why I have a lot of this front of mind, but like I don't think it's a super straightforward thing, especially if you like really want to set it all up the way that you need to. Like what if some major issue gets found way down the line and you need to patch it in like 6 months or something, and you need that patch to go to the demo and to the main, like, I don't know, I think it requires a lot of forethought and planning and, you know, systems and all that.
Yeah, and Oculus, you're totally right. Game is incredible. It made me feel like a kid again, but my childhood sucked, so I don't recommend 1 out of 5. I mean, Adder is like, yeah, we got reviews like that. That's why our reviews didn't crest into overwhelmingly positive. That happens. That's very real. And that is going to impact sales. You can never know either, if good or bad. You just can never know. And then on the flip side, I think we were talking about this yesterday. There was this game, Misoke, something like that. That I guess this guy says it went viral on Twitter. I don't know what that means, but
he said 1.3 million impressions in 48 hours.
Yeah, and out of that, he got 2,800 wish lists, 800 of which were from release date of the game, but he's only sold 77 copies. And he's like, I don't understand. There's a lot of like excitement and a lot of impressions and all this, but like I've made zero money on this. What I thought was interesting is that there's a part of the conversation was that Let me try to read this comment.
I'm trying to go find this so I can put it up for him.
These posts went mega viral on Twitter in the past 48 hours, but nobody actually bought the game. There's some uncomfortable lessons to be learned here. So I'm just going to read this comment that one person made that I thought was actually like pretty well worded, especially from someone who's like not necessarily a game dev. This is just a random person on Twitter. But they said, your game looks empty. It's just a pretty game that you do nothing but fly around in. It's the same type of game people will see as mixtape and never buy it because you don't know what you would even do in the game. You're advertising flying and exploring, and that's all it has. There's no battles, no crafting. Hang on, let me keep reading this. No monsters, like no fighting, nothing like that. The world looks dead. And then this person says, I would look at it and be like, thumbs up on the art style, but I'd never buy this game myself because it is pretty. It looks good, but there's no game in this trailer. And apparently that's what this game is. You're just flying around as like a kite. I don't know. It seems weird. I don't see myself why I would be playing this over World of Warcraft, Zelda, Guild Wars, or other games that are more appealing to me. If you want people to want it, you need to make them see themselves doing something there, not just flying around and smashing crystals. If you want to make a game for yourself, be ready to never sell it. If you want to sell it, make it for a target audience. I thought that was a crazy, like, insightful post by someone who is just a random person on Twitter. And, that's like a good faith criticism. That's constructive criticism for this person. And I think it's just really important to consider as all of us are making our own games. You have to consider that a stranger isn't going to be proud of you that you made a game. They're just going to be like, is this fun? Is this something I want to play? Is this interesting or compelling to me in any way? That's what we're all doing. That's literally what we're doing. Let's see. Yeah, I've been there in the past, as in 20 years ago, but that was another time. Look up Goose Chase and Gil Zussman. Demo is still out there. DirectX 5. It was horrible updating it all the time. I played 14 hours of this 3-hour demo, but I dislike that it doesn't have invisible walls so that it can fall off of cliffs. 0 out of 10 review. Yeah, man, that's so tough.
I mean, you'll see people that's like, I fucking hate this game. 4,000 hours on record. Like,
oh, yeah.
Constantly.
So this is the other piece that's interesting is like, if you're only indexing off the data, that certainly looks bad. But the other piece of data that you're ignoring is how many units did you sell? Because I think most people are going to buy a game and not leave a review. I think that's pretty clear. Most people will just buy it and play it and have a good time. It's the weirdos that do a poll or a survey or like, weirdos do that. Like even myself, I don't do playtest feedback stuff unless I know a person and I want to try to help them. That's when I do it. But if I'm just playing a game as like a consumer, I'm not going to participate in their survey. There's no reason to do it. It's crazy to me. It's a waste of my time. I'm just going to play something if it's good and put time into it and enjoy it. If I don't like it, I'm not going to play it. I'm not going to buy it. We had 450K players hit 2 hours of playthrough on demo as of this morning. Dude, that's sick. That's really good. That's a great sign. What's up, Anna? How you doing?
We always kind of talk about like what Steam games maybe made, and I just thought I would bring up that this is the method that a lot of the calculators use. It's like made by this guy named Mike Boxletier or something. Boxletier or something. But anyways, it basically does kind of just come down to like you take how many reviews that they have on Steam and you multiply that by a number or a range of numbers and kind of do some math on it, because like Vince said, you just kind of assume a certain small percentage of people who bought the game are going to review it. So you take the number of reviews, multiply it by some number, and kind of say like, if 1 out of every 10 people who bought the game reviewed it, then we would take the number of reviews and multiply that by 10, and that would give us a rough estimate of how many sales that we got, for example. So that's like the closest way that the public, I think, has to estimate game sales, because obviously we don't get any of this data from PlayStation or Xbox or Nintendo or anyone else.
I want to explain the reason why we don't get that data. That data is for competitive stuff. So if you tell your opponents, and you're like, if you're the top dog and you're telling your opponents how you're performing and you give them all that data, they can use it against you. You don't want to do that. So it's kept secret because that's the game that they're all playing. You know, people are in competition. And if you let your opponents know all of your moves, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. Also, something to note, if it's 100% positive, sometimes it means that you could have priced it higher or better, not even maximizing profit. That's also a really tricky call, Gil. A lot of making a game and like marketing a game and like doing the whole process is vibes. Like, it's your gut. You either have good instincts or you don't. And that's, you get better instincts by learning through mistakes. No one can tell you how to do all this shit. You can go off other people's information, but you may not fully understand the nuance of the situation and why they gave you that advice in the first place. So it's hard. I know that sucks to hear. It's hard, but it's hard for myriad reasons. This is a very complicated and capricious industry to be a part of. So if you don't love games, don't make games. Just play them and be a hobbyist. It's totally fine to do that. Well, what's up, Sushi? Was interesting to track the feedback rate to downloads to who actually played at a certain percent. Yep. We dropped the demo for free, so when we add full release price is when we see how well we guessed. Yep, exactly. What's up, Mermaid Unk?
I'd say with pricing too, you can't. I don't think you can ever increase your price. I can't think of a game that's ever increased its price before. Like, I think you can always go down, you can never go up. Like,
I think that's just basic economics. Like,
stuff gets more expensive all the time, but games don't. Like, you would have a Dexerto article written about your shitty indie game nobody's ever heard of if you increase the price. Like, it's fucking unheard of. So
yeah,
I don't know. I've never really thought about that before. Like, even like AAA games that like I could maybe see studios trying to see if they could get away with it or something. Like, you've never seen it before. It's really interesting.
I'm just playing with you, bro. I hope you know I'm just joking, just giving you a hard time. I'm glad to see you around. using exactly. You tell him, LFQ.
Yeah, Gil, I followed. I thought that was like something that was interesting that I've thought about before, is like you've never seen a game have its price increased, but, you know, for better or worse. Like, you'll see computer prices go up and down. The Steam Deck and the Switch 2 just became more expensive because of like RAM prices, and, you know, stuff like that happens all the time. It just is the nature of business. And, you know, video games are weird, kind of like movies, I guess, where it's like once it's made, it doesn't actually really cost you too much more unless you're like hosting servers or something. So
unless you're making a game as a service, in which case those are exponential costs that never end.
So yeah, I don't know. It's really interesting.
Yeah, Adder makes a good point. Base price is one and done, only down from there unless you bundle with the DLC. I mean, like, someone will eventually try it and it'll be successful, and then everyone will try raising prices, and like, you know, it's always like, this is the way it goes until someone proves that it can work another way, right? Like, Olympic.
You can go from free to play to paid, but you can't make a paid game cost more than it cost before. But there's lots of examples of games that like start free to play and go like, we're eventually going paid. You gotta, you know, you can get in now while you want to, but never really thought about that.
Unk, you just fire away, brother. You don't have to ask permission or anything. Like, it's hard because, you know, we're trying to have conversations with like, you know, fucking 20 different people all at the same time. So just fire away. I'll get to you eventually. I know I missed a bunch of you guys, but we were talking about stuff. So I appreciate that you guys are chatting and hanging out. DLC bundle or special editions are the only exception, but it means adding more content for money, and it rarely works well. Yeah, exactly. Brightside says the last Reflect Studios game increases a few bucks once a few streamers hyped it up. Yes, I think like that's like potentially a good way to do it. But you're risking scandal. You're risking like outrage and people getting really mad that you increase the price of something. So there's always trade-offs, man. Always. So like you just gotta go out there, try some shit, you know, like that's the volatile nature of this business. You gotta go out there and try some shit. Even the guys with like what we would assume is unlimited money make huge fucking mistakes and they lose a ton of money on it, and you can't do that forever. That's how you go out of business. GTA
didn't Steam ban free to play to paid. I mean, the one that comes to mind to me recently is Sandbox. It was free for, you had to be like invited, but it was free for everybody who got invited, and they made it paid, and they let everybody keep it who had been invited previously. But that might be different because it went from like closed beta to open beta or something. I don't know.
Turning Cog, I just want to throw this out there to give you like a little bit of information. Gacha is spelled Gacha because it's shorthand for a certain kind of like vending machine in Japan. So it's like a gachi some shit. It's not a got-ya, you know, like as much as it actually seems like it is a got-ya, because that's what those games feel like. It's you're totally fine saying it however you want. I just wanted to throw that out there in case you weren't aware. I'm not trying to make you look foolish or anything. I think I saw the CEO of Rockstar interviewed on TikTok, and he said November 12th release date for GTA 6. I have no idea, Oculus. I don't follow GTA. It's not a game I'm interested in.
I think that November 12th is the date everybody's been hearing, and that's why you all of a sudden saw, I put it in the comments here, like all of the games all of a sudden were like, we're releasing in August. And then there's like too many, and then I've seen a few say we were going to release in August, but now we're going to wait until like February or something like that, because there's too many in August, and then GTA is behind that, and we don't want to compete with all of
that. Mary Dunk says, what do you think about mobile gaming? I think mobile gaming is a like real valid form of gaming, and people do it all the time. It's exceptionally popular. The market is completely
nobody saturated. Makes valid video games, but it is a valid form of video gaming.
Yeah, I think that the majority of people who play mobile games are not gamers in the sense of the 20% carrying the market. Like they're usually playing something free on their phone for an hour a week, and that's not someone who I would say is a gamer. And I'm not saying that to be like mean or anything, right? Like it's a person who's doing that is not carrying the industry. Those are the people that are being chased by AAA, that they're trying to monetize and be like, this is a crazy amount of people engaging with software. If we could get them to spend money, you're not going to get them to spend money. It's not their hobby. It's not what they do all the time. They do that as a very small side diversion. So that's the thing I'm trying to say about it. But mobile game dev is just as valid as AAA, 100%. You deal with the same problems. It's just a different scale. You have completely unique problems to mobile versus like, desktop or console or whatever, right? Traditional video games. It's a different thing, but yeah, it's totally valid. Inside the industry, I will tell you that if you are a mobile game dev, AAA game devs will look down on you. They just do. And it's weird. It doesn't make any sense. I've shipped mobile games and I've shipped AAA games. So I've done both. Everything in between. It's, yeah. Let's see. Last release date, none of the publishers took it seriously and no one moved to release dates. This time around, everyone is scared to release in November. Yep. And that's honestly, the being ambiguous about the release date for GTA 6 is a strategy that Rockstar has. They know the rest of the industry is watching them, and they can fuck up their competitors by like being, going November 12th, haha, JK September, right? Like they could do that. Because then they have a big open window to drop their game when it's the only big game that comes out at that time. There's all kinds of crazy shit that happens in this industry. I watched my buddy play Yakuza, so I saw the machines. Doesn't change what I meant. Yeah, no worries, bro. I feel like this would all be... Sorry, I feel like this would be out on all publications if this were true. Yeah, I mean, there's rumors out there. It's not like a confirmed statement. So that's people are like, oh, he suggested this. September and October are crazy this year. Fingers crossed. August is chill. Yeah, no shit, bro. It's not likely going to be chill. Got my friend in mobile games. Got hired into AAA. Yep. So did I, actually.
I saw a thing with UE5.8. If you're doing a mobile game, it has this new system where I think this already existed for iOS, but it works for Android now too, where if you want to test your game, you can like stream it to your phone from your editor without having to like do anything crazy. So you can just kind of like run it on your phone real quick and try it. It's probably kind of like a, not entirely full experience, but I would imagine that's a lot less of a pain in the ass than whatever you had to do before. So
Brightside
really not any mobile, but
Brightside's asking, when's the Not Safe for Work arc coming from us? I mean, I think we're already kind of close to that as it is.
Yeah, what kind of Not Safe for Work are we talking about?
Brightside is gonna now type show Bob's Strummer.
You've been watching the YouTube shorts from that dude that has like all the tattoos and the tattooed eyeballs, who's like a handyman, and his girlfriend's an OnlyFans model.
Yeah, is that what's going on, Bryce?
Is that what's in your brain right now?
Unk says, see, PUBG Mobile was a blast. It still is globally, but the rest of the others are struggling, be it COD. They threw Apex in there, no longer available. Rainbow Six is the same. So what you're talking about, there's a lot of nuance here. The mobile games market is dominated by Southeast Asia, like 100%. Most of the market is there. And publishing games for that region of the world is very tricky. It doesn't align with what we are familiar with as an industry, making games for the West and for Japan, right? They've got very specific rules about shit you can and can't do. And anytime you're doing business with those markets, specifically China too, you're dealing with the government. You have to. There's no other way. So there's a lot of people who are trying to break into that space, but it's very challenging because they're trying to capture that revenue and get into that. The other wrinkle is that the play patterns for these gamers, based on data that people can look at, they're playing idle games. They're not playing PUBG or COD or like a robust game on mobile. They're just not. I don't know if you guys are familiar with idle games. We don't really play those. We kind of just like watch shit happen. So those are really popular in the mobile space. A game you can pick up and play for 5 minutes on the bus when you're taking a shit, something like that. Like that's really what the mobile market is. Y'all said starting a mobile that went to AAA, not safe for work, has to be somewhere on the roadmap. Oh, are you talking about like? Oh, I don't know if I can even mention that turn of phrase. The adult games. That's probably the best way to say it. Is that what you're talking about, Brightside? I personally don't ever want to make something like that. I've got feelings and thoughts about why, but I don't know. I wouldn't consider that high art, and I'm trying to achieve art, I guess. Wix is saying, apparently it is a one-time change, but this reminds me of a funny case. Publish is free to play, then you build up the big player fan base, convert it to paid. Switching a game from free to paid is a permanent change. Steam support. Yeah, the reason they did that is because some people were flipping back and forth multiple times, and they were trying to do exactly that to exploit a user base, to get people in and then be like, now you got to pay if you want to keep playing. And they're like, we don't want to do that. Like, you just stop it. And it probably costs Steam money to do those conversions back and forth. So they're like, we're not doing this shit, guys. Like, you're trying to game the system and create a loophole, and like, we're just nipping that in the bud before it becomes a real problem. That's my thought. Let's see. Wouldn't you like to know? Okay, Turning Cog is beefing with sushi. All right, that's good. You son of a wonderful lady. Let me look over the agenda again so I can cite source. I think you meant CITE or SITE. No, CITE. Verse confirmed, but it looks like just a wrapper for CPP, so CPP is still a viable route. BP on the back burner. What do we think about the partnership between Anthropic and the Vatican? Bro, what? What are you talking about? I don't know anything about that. Tell me.
Yeah, I don't think I heard about that either.
If MS2 doesn't work out, find me on OnlyFeet desk streams to fund my indie dev. Hell yeah, Adder. I won't be looking, but I will chuck you $5 for a sub or whatever you need. I wouldn't quit your day job. It seems like it's working out, Adder. If the most accomplished game dev in chat is talking about selling feet pics for Plan B, we're all fucked. Yeah, dude, this is very real, Brightside. What a good guy. Won't be looking, but throwing cash anyway. Yep, exactly, dude. I think feet are gross, personally. Anthropic literally said, okay, you want to label us a supply chain risk? Who can we get to endorse us? The Pope? Holy shit, man.
I don't know if that's going to change the American government's mind much these days, but
no.
Good thought.
Pedicures and C++. My dreams won't get away. Yeah, there you go. Go for it, Oculus. You might have an audience for some toes. What's up, Peanut? How you doing? Former photographer here. I'll take the pics for a cut. There you go, dude. There's your pipeline. Anthropic has established a unique partnership with the Vatican to shape the moral and ethical development of artificial intelligence, positioning the company as the Catholic Church's primary interlocutor in the tech industry. What the fuck, Brightside?
What a sentence.
Oh, man. Yeah, imagine using interlocutor in like a correct way in conversation. That's a crazy... Oh, man.
This definitely seems like a last pope type of thing, not a current pope type of thing. It's interesting.
I mean, aren't they all the same pope, more or less, anyway?
I mean, the one before the last one was very different than the last one.
Yeah, no, I'm familiar. I'm just saying. A pope is a pope, right? It's a figurehead. It's an institution.
Yeah.
They're all gonna have a different like take on what the papacy is, but they're like, it's the same guy, different hat. No, same hat, different guy. I don't fucking know. Catholic Church collab with AI was not on my bingo card. Agree. We'll have to work out a publishing deal for real. Hell yeah, there we go. We got business deals being made in chat. Aside from the mesh landscape and a few quality of life for mesh scattering and PCG that showcased a few IPs leveraging those workflows, and they yammered on about fork knife BS and UEFN UE6 stuff. I mean, as much as you don't like that, UEFN is still important to a lot of people. It's a big chunk of the industry.
It's crazy how well this is working for me right now, but I saw they have these new fixes in for the orthographic views like this, where I'm sure you guys have ran into it, where like you go top down and then you start zooming and like your mesh starts disappearing and you can't see your widget because it's like hidden behind something or something like that. Or like, yeah, you just like you can't see shit in these orthographic views. Supposedly they're fixing that. I'm extremely excited about that. So we'll see.
Brightside's got some good fucking jokes this morning. Current pope is the enemy of my enemy is my friend type of a pope. And I thought the Vatican was a cheeky name for an investment firm. It's actually the Pope. Oh, that's fucking crazy, guys. What a weird, like, I can't help but think about with how rapidly things are changing every day for all of humanity, that just, it's like we're prone to bad shit, you know? Like, I don't even know if that's the case. It might be my monkey brain being like, stability means safety, but who knows? That's not necessarily true. The chaos is unnerving, I think. It leads to a lot of anxiety, you know, shit like that. Make sure you guys touch grass every week. The moment they announced UE6 was the moment UE5 shifted to maintenance. There are a bunch of angel investors. That was a good one. I like that, Adder. What were you saying, Tony?
I think he might be right, sadly, because I'm thinking about it here, and it's like all of the things they've talked about coming out have now come out, and they talked about the nanite foliage for 2 or 3 versions. They talked about this mesh landscape for like 2 or 3 versions. You know, some of this like new MCP stuff I think is like fairly new, but you know, I think Adder's right. It's like, I don't know. They said that we're getting 5.6 preview in about a year and a half. I don't know, Adder. I bet there's probably a 5.9 in there, but I bet you it's not very exciting. And then that's probably it.
From what I can see within UDN, doesn't look promising that we're getting anything else for 5X.
Yeah.
Do they just not get the numbers right? So the whole 5.9 thing is that they are ready for a major change, and remember, Epic is in deals to be acquired, so they're trying to do something. I think the Disney one is stalled. Or maybe ended. I don't know if that actually like is off the table anymore. But you got to consider that they're trying to potentially position for an acquisition and sell off the company. And if they're doing that, they need to create stuff that looks valuable to investors. So if they're like, look, we got brand new engine version and 6 is revolutionary and different from 5 in every way. Here's how. This is why we're worth more money. Give us this type of check and the deal is done. You got to consider all that shit is why they're doing these things.
I think some of the moves they're making are probably correct. It's like if this AI stuff continues in the trajectory it's going, and one of their competitors like rolls out a easier way to integrate and work with it and stuff like that, like they'll start losing market share, and I think they're trying not to do what the rest of the gaming industry is doing and just kind of like dig in on things that they've already decided they're going to do and do different things instead, which is great.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we're speculating. We have no idea. We're just guessing at shit. It's just like we don't fucking know. Times change, people don't, whatever it is. But yeah, I think there's no cause for concern. At least yet. I mean, that could change when someone does something we don't know about and then tells people about it, right? Like that's how it goes. You got to stay agile, pivot, do what you can. Work with the best tools. That means changing things. At least for Dread, we can't. We're so far along. We got to stay in 5.7. So Dread's 5.7, but we're looking to the future with 5.8 and 6 and all that other stuff. Admittedly, when we finish Dread, we're probably going to remake a large swath, if not the entirety of Hyperscape in later.
It'll be a brand new project. Yeah. We'll migrate everything over, but it'll 100% be a new project.
Yeah, it's going to be better for us to do that. We set the game down for like 6 months, so it would be beneficial to be like, we can do big bone breaking changes as we get back in here. So kind of makes them unpredictable if they just keep innovating, right? Yeah, exactly, Brightside. Sushi says you change time. How do you change time if time is a flat circle and every moment exists simultaneously? I can't argue that AI integration stuff versus very heavy-handed, but as long as it's easy to use, then whatever. It can't be worse than proprietary engine updates that we had to deal with in AAA for decades. Dude, that shit was crazy. It was super crazy. Like, the version of Bungie tools that I used and made all the content I made in was not the version that they're currently running on, and there were massive quality of life changes and a bunch of other stuff that, this is for internal to the developer working with the tool set. I never used the new tool set in 5 years. I never used it. It's wild, and I still made a bunch of shit in Destiny with like the old tools. Kicks the rock a little further down the street. Yeah, that's true. It seems like 6 is really just stuff under the hood rather than actual tangible differences for the end users, so I don't see much reason to update from 5X to 6 for most. Yeah, I think, it's up to you. If 6 does something better than 5, then use 6. You gotta find the best tool for the job, right?
Well, here, let's talk about what I think might be like the big reason that I think like a majority of like even lower level users are probably going to want to jump, or maybe this will even apply to UE5. And we didn't talk about this one yet, but so another thing they announced today is this thing called lore that they're calling like an open source perforce, basically. I don't know if that's exactly what they're going for, but from my understanding, it does the file locking thing. It's integrated into Unreal. We had this conversation last week. If you guys were here, all of the reasons that we talked about why you probably just want to go with Perforce. You don't want to look into Get LFS. Subversion also has some major downsides. There's also the self-hosting discussion about, owning your data and how expensive cloud storage is and blah, 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 blah. Hopefully you guys were here for that. I would almost recommend you go back and watch the stream if you're that interested, or hit me up on Discord and I'll yap at you about it. But Epic put this out. They've talked about how UE6 is probably going to contain some of the stuff that's in UEFN, because UEFN has like source control built into it, from what I understand. I've literally never used it. This might be them kind of spinning that out into its own thing, but I saw this kind of explained as like Perforce without the headaches is kind of the way people were doing it. So we'll see what happens. It's completely open source though, which means none of the licensing stuff that we're talking about with Perforce will apply. There's inevitably going to be some sort of subscription-based platform that Epic Games will spin up that they'll host themselves that will allow you to like save your files to the cloud, and you'll pay a monthly fee for that, and you won't even have to worry about setting anything up yourself. But theoretically, this is probably exactly what we've been asking for. So, this will be really big if this works. So,
this could be very disruptive to Perforce for sure.
Yeah, Perforce could lose a significant market share over this if this works well and integrates with Game Sync, and I mean shit. This might work with like Unity and Godot. And, whole industry will start using it.
This type of shit might seem scary to you guys, but this is the shit that will make Perforce better. this is good. This is good change. These are the things we need to happen in this industry. Shutting down the entirety of Microsoft or Xbox is bad because there's less pressure. We're going to see like a huge surge in dominance from Japanese platforms and game devs and all of that because they sort of do their own thing. Western dev is hurting really bad, and seeing that change is it's gonna take some time for Western dev to catch back up. The war is being lost by the Western devs, and war obviously is a metaphor. It's like it's not that serious, but
here's their explanation of how it differs from other systems. No existing system was designed for the combination of constraints that large game and entertainment projects require: arbitrary content types, multi-axis scale, multi-tenant safety, and a fully open specification and license. Gets content address revision graph is excellent, but it treats binary files as second-class citizens. Large files require bolted-on LFS rather than first-class chunk storage. Sparse checkouts have sharp edges in offline use, and there is no native multi-tenant isolation. Centralized systems designed for large binary content handle those assets well, but typically require server round trips for everyday operations, use proprietary wire protocols that foreclose third-party implementation, and offer limited deduplication at the binary level. I think they're talking about Perforce there. Lore is designed to combine what works in each: a centralized server of record for durability, access control, and conflict resolution, content at address storage with fragment level deduplication that is effective on a multi-gigabyte binary as on a kilobyte of text, sparse, lazy working copies that materialize only what you need, free branching, and a fully open publicly versioned specification and MIT license. Normal editing operations, staging, committing, branching, and diffing never require a network round trip.
That's crazy.
That sounds awesome, honestly. So what infrastructure do I need to run a Lore server? For local use, none. Lore's zero config local mode runs as a single server executable with no external dependencies, no certificates, and no cloud account required. For team-wide deployments, Lore's storage backends are designed to be replaceable. For the reference implementations, ship with AWS S3, so that's a good, nice generic storage solution, and DynamoDB, so you could like roll this out on AWS very easily, it sounds like. But the storage and transport layers sit behind documented interfaces that third-party backends can implement. The server can be deployed via Docker, huge. We have had a lot of headaches with getting Adder set up on Perforce with Docker. And pre-built binary, scaled horizontally with edge cache and read replica tiers in front of durable storage. The initial release supports a 2-level server hierarchy. Broader multi-level topologies are on the roadmap.
Nice. That sounds all very good. Then now we have this other layer of like, can Epic actually deliver on those statements? Because they do that sometimes too. And the thing they described doesn't work.
Like, many companies have tried this and you've never heard of any of them. And it's like, okay, that's fair. So
yeah, hopefully this is all true and it's real. I think that's the thing that we all care for. I know a lot of people are Perforce haters. I get that. Where's Omni when you need him to start yelling about Perforce and like Docker images and shit? But like,
Omni's going to be so stoked about this because this is open source Perforce. This is what he wanted. So, and here's the kicker right here. Lore, formerly called Unreal Revision Control, is the built-in version control system for UEFN. Creators have been using it to version their islands. It's also seeing progressive adoption by internal Epic teams and is being implemented as the backend store for UEFN's Cook pipeline, where it replaces traditional intermediary storage layers. So this is the version control that was in UEFN.
Brightside says, I have to wait for Claude to hit my free limit again so I can ask it a basic question like, can you add sound effects at a specific time? It feels so frustrating being this much of a noob again. So Brightside, this loop of learning a new thing and then it becoming obsolete and you have to learn another new thing is one of the hardest things about game dev. It's never changed. In all of my time learning about game dev, it's never been any different. There's always something new that comes around the corner that you want to use because it's better. It fucking sucks. Like the biggest churn that I've seen around technology is for artists. Artists have to learn so many fucking new tools. And then like a year and a half, 2 years later, they get a brand new tool that completely streamlines everything. But the entire UX is different. You got to learn a brand new thing, whole new tool. But once you learn it, you're significantly more effective at your job. So Sushi knows what I'm talking about.
Brightside, I will also say, like, I hate that I say this to all of you guys who are like, I'm trying out an AI thing, but fucking Burn Pineapple told me he was using a local model on an integrated GPU on an Intel processor, which is the most insane thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
But and then the Claude like free plan, from the way I understand it, like you can literally ask one question and blow your entire limit. And just at a point, your time is worth more than that. And I would really recommend, I know it's really expensive and it seems ridiculous, but like if you're looking ahead and you're like, I'm going to go really hard this month and I just want to like see what I can pull off, sign up for one of the more expensive plans. The $20 one is not that different from the free one, I'm not going to lie to you, but get one of the more expensive ones just for a month, just to try it and see where you get. And, you know, I think that will kind of tell you if this is something that you want to keep doing or not, because there's a massive difference in like when your brain goes, I don't have to limit myself to like make sure I don't blow through my tokens, and so I have to like behave a certain way. Like you start getting really creative and, you know, pushing things a lot farther than you would before. And I think it's crazy. It's really, really important. And there's a lot of crazy shit you can set up in pipelines. You can set up with like, you need the paid version to get Claude Code, but Claude Code will change your fucking life, man. Like, I don't need to get into the AI spiel that I've done 1,000 times here, but like, please hit me up on Discord. I will sit down with you. I'll walk you through all of this. I'll teach you everything I know, and I'd be happy to do it. So,
Tony, I don't know if you saw Adder's comment here, but I'm very interested in it. He said, I was very close to working with Claude to make an in-house P4 competitor. I already built a UGS replacement that works infinitely better.
I was talking to him about this. I didn't want to bring it up if you didn't want to talk about it, Adder, but yeah, he had sent me some screenshots of it. He built Unreal Game Sync for him and his wife.
That's fucking huge.
And I'm like, oh, cool. Did you make like a JavaScript, like Electron app? And he's like, oh no, it's like a C app that like runs an executable on Windows. I'm like, oh, okay, casual, bro. Like,
can we get one of those, Adder?
He showed it to me. Yeah, he said,
hell yeah, thank you.
Oh,
yeah, UGS is fucking huge. So this is another layer that you guys are probably not aware of. As your team scales and you get more people in there, you'll start running into issues with like source code changing, and then you need to recompile and stuff like that. And that recompile process can be very unfamiliar for a lot of different disciplines. If you're an engineer, it's totally fine. Like you do that shit all the time. It doesn't matter. But especially with like art teams and stuff like that, it can be a little bit weird and you have to do some onboarding. UGS eliminates that. UGS is short for Unreal Game Sync, and it's another app that runs on top of your source control that will pick good deployment points for people to sync to. So they can just look at UGS and go, oh, okay, this CL is the good one. I'm going to just double click this, and then it runs all the commands in Perforce and gets you where you're good to go.
And it also, it basically takes like the built binaries that happen when you do like the Visual Studio compile, and it puts those in Perforce so that somebody can just download them onto their computer and they don't even need Visual Studio to generate them. And I know for Adder, he's doing this with his wife, who is not as technical as a lot of us, and he didn't want to have to like get her set up with Visual Studio and like sorry, it's probably fiance still, right? But my apologies. But didn't want to have to like teach her how to compile and like do all of this stuff. Our team is really great. Like I make them do it every single time we make a change, and like everybody's just like kind of figured it out at this point. And I try to make sure that it will work and that they're not going to run into a weird error, but somebody always does. So it's just, Vince showed me Game Sync back when he worked at Free Range, when they were working on the Lord of the Rings game, and we always said like, this is the shit that we need. Like this is so cool, because he would just sit down and go like, all right, I got a new binary build, I'm ready to go. I don't have to do anything. Like it just works. So
it's very easy to read UI, and I'm just like, okay, that's the cool one, or that's like
it is really fucking hard to set up.
That good to go.
We've tried to get it set up. It is really complex. It is like, it doesn't totally make sense. The docs are like not super straightforward. So I know Adder's version is like probably not as like technically complex, but it totally accomplishes what he needs to accomplish. And so
bro, cool. Adder's has a dark mode, so
he was complaining that UGS doesn't have dark mode.
It doesn't. It's fucking horrible. It like flashbangs you when you open it. So
Turning Cog would fucking resign if we made him use that.
The dark mode thing.
Yeah.
I like that it pre-installs pre-required backend software like VS Dev Tools, SDKs with a button press. Dude, that's fucking great, Adder. Yeah. So for you guys who are curious about a lot of this stuff, because I know Brightside, you're dipping your toes into the AI thing, and you're saying I 1,000% want to keep going with this. There's no way going forward without it. Absolutely. I guess that was 100,000%. But that's Adder knows where the pain points are because he's done all this stuff. So when he's making a new tool that works better, he already knows where the bad spots are. So like, I'm going back to the beginning of the stream where I was talking about getting a job in AAA and doing all that stuff and how it's like hard to do that now. The benefits to getting a job in AAA are that you have, health insurance, you have a paycheck, you're learning how to do these things on someone else's dime. When you're doing it on your own dime, it's the risk is very scary. You don't have an expert you can go talk to, someone at the studio who's done shit that you're trying to do before. Like, there's so many benefits to, instead of just being like, I've never done this before. Like, there's some of the guys in the community are like teenagers who've never made a video game before. And they're like, I'm going to make a video game for the first time. Go get a job first. Like, seriously, the amount of experience you gain there's no price tag you can put on it. It's so fucking important. And when you learn all this shit from other people, then you can be ready. You know what you need to do. You know what the problem spaces are you have to solve. You can just hop in there and fucking do it on your own. So, like, I strongly encourage you guys to do what you can, even though I was just saying it's a bleak landscape to get into AAA. Like, it, Tony, what's your journey's been like 5 years now, 6 years, something like that? And if you had gotten a job in AAA, you probably could have cut that in half and you'd be like so much more effective. But I'm not saying that as like, good or bad. It's just, that's the situation, right? Like it could have.
No, and I think I probably also would like maybe have quit and gone back to like doing web dev or something by now. Mm-hmm. If I had like gone to work at Free Range with you or something, like, yep. I didn't even really want that job and I was applying for it. So yep. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that you took the harder path that maybe took longer, and it takes a lot more individual drive, and you're a special human in that you can do that and like just fucking download tutorials into your brain over and over again while you're building something. And then all those things add up over time. Like, yeah, it's very cool stuff, but not everyone is built that way. Not everyone's built like Tony, and it can be a lot harder, especially for these, younger people hopping in there and trying to learn game dev. It's better for them to go get a job and get paid with benefits and then learn. Like, it's just a better path. That's what I did. That's what Adder did. That's what, that's how we got to where we got. We use UGS on MS2 and it makes my eyes bleed at night. Yeah. Especially as like a lighting guy, like your light environment for work is very like tightly controlled. And I bet just like here, I'm going to flashbang myself. New tab. Let's go. There you go. Flashbang. Yeah, it's a lot. Nobody built like Tony. Very true. 6'6", fully tatted and jacked. Yeah, dude. Call back to an old stream meme. I don't doubt it. It's pretty wild how it scales. Yeah, 100x over like 5 years ago.
Yeah, I was typing some stuff while you were talking, so I don't know if you guys didn't read this, but I thought I'd refine my statement to, instead of going for a paid plan specifically, you need to start trying to use a code tool. If you're doing the stuff that we're talking about here, like Unreal Engine and web dev, anything like that, you need to start using a code tool. You should not be using the chat and copying and pasting things back and forth and just talking to it about what you're doing and having it explain things to you. You're literally wasting your time, and you're operating at like 10% capacity compared to what you could be doing otherwise. I highly recommend, again, just for a month, get a plan that gives you Codex or Claude Code. I would really start there, especially if you don't have any experience in these things, because those are kind of the big ones that everybody thinks work really well. This is totally different than like VS Code and Copilot or something like that, or using Cursor. So don't go like, oh, I have Copilot, so I don't need these things. Go try Claude Code. Claude Code is probably the one you should do, because I think Codex barrier to entry is $100 a month. Claude Code maybe comes with a $20 plan. You're not going to get very far with a $20 plan. I'll just tell you that right now. You're going to go back to like operating at this like scarcity mindset where you're like making all of your decisions around like minimizing your token count and trying to like make sure that the next thing will go. It's a totally different experience when you don't have to work like that. And so I just think like, if you're serious about even wanting to try it, that would be my advice. And please hit me up. Let me help you. I'd be happy to do it. So.
I'm going to point the thing you just said directly at Brightside, because Brightside, you're
new. Who I'm talking to. So.
Yeah, you're new to all of this. Like, before you get into the spot where you're making, you've got habits and you're making old mistakes, like, talk to Tony about how to get this shit going, because you're learning it all new. So you might as well start from a better place.
I'm going to update what I said too, because Adder's telling me that you can get Codex for $20 on the ChatGPT plan, 100% do that over Claude Code. Codex gets you way farther with less money, and it's supposed to be really good. I don't personally use it, but if Claude Code ever stops working for me, or I don't think is being as good anymore, Codex is 100% where I would be going right now. So I would recommend, if you can get it for $20, start there. You'll get a lot more bang for your buck than you will out of Claude. If you start getting serious and you want to start comparing, and I would go to Claude for a month after that and then see which one you like better. But Adder's been going crazy with Codex. He's been doing insane shit. Definitely on par with some of the stuff I've been doing with Claude Code. So yeah, that would be what I would recommend, because it'll be cheaper.
Graham is agreeing with everything you're saying. Claude Code is wild for productivity. If you're competent with architecture, it's an impossible pace. I could have had 10 of me and not coded as fast. Yes. We are reworking Unreal Engine to be more artist-friendly, and Claude Code saved us hundreds of hours of searching where the entry points in the source code are. Yep.
There's so many things that are like that go beyond just like generating code and doing your work for you too. Like we have so many pipelines and systems that are being developed behind the scenes that are all AI integrated. Like we have our Notion page that is connected to like a chat bot in our Discord now. This is kind of a new thing that we're trying to roll out, but that thing's just like kind of watching and listening all the time, and is going to kind of just like be our assistant. And that's all integrated into our website that I'm always showing you guys, where we can control the topics that display on screen in the first game, and it's where our chat overlay comes from, and we can see all of the subs and events and stuff that happen. It has integrations into our YouTube, and I can control the screens on the coin pusher from here. Like all of this stuff has like an AI layer that kind of lives on top of it as well, that can kind of like view all the data and interact with it. And we built an MCP server on it so that long term, eventually we're going to just be able to be like, hey, AI, set our stream titles for us, or whatever, tell us about our merch sales for the day, or how our Steam wish lists are doing. Like all of that stuff is like technically integrated into the back end. I'm working on building the AI layer on top of it, but and all of that is outside of the game dev things, and there's just so much. Yeah,
you're blowing Wix's mind. He went, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude. And I mean, that's just the Fractal Grove side. I have my personal side of things where I don't know if I can like point it over there, but there's like these screens on my wall over here by my door. They show like, that's a generative UI that the AI has control over. So I don't actually control what shows up there. It decides based on like what's going on in my house, and like if I need to pay attention to something. That's all tied to like motion sensors in my office so that it isn't like streaming my cameras when I'm not here. Shit is getting wild. I built all of this with Claude Code though.
Turning Cog says it's wild that Graham is agreeing. I disagree with you, Turning Cog. Graham often agrees with us. Graham is like supportive and agreeable. I've never known a different kind of Graham. So maybe that's a Turning Cog problem, Graham. Feel free to agree with me on that. Graham says, I still like to manually do a lot of coding, but my Claude is also trained on my entire library of UE code, which is hundreds of thousands of lines of C++. It codes like I do, not some generic model. Hell yeah.
Exactly. Like you get to a point where you've kind of developed this like vernacular with it, and you say, I want you to do XYZ, and it knows how you like to do XYZ and what your specific implementation preferences are, just so that you don't even have to like really think about it at a point. Like it does become trustworthy enough where you're like, I know this is generating the type of thing that I want it to generate, and if it doesn't, I can very easily just have it adjust it, and your iteration time will go up quicker and quicker, and it's really important. It's really awesome.
Pineapple Tony was talking about how he's using Claude Code, yeah?
Yeah. So I have like this AI UI thing. I can just show like a version of it. This is like the version that's supposed to show up on my desk.
Hey Bun Bun, thank you for the follow. Thank you, Turning Cog, for bullying Bun Bun Knits into following us. I appreciate that.
So this is like an example of like a generative UI. This will rotate every like 15 seconds or something. It has this gallery of just like cool shit that I've liked on Twitter. It's like activity by hour over the last 24 hours, emails that need my attention, recent tasks that have been completed, you name it. And again, it's rotating by itself because this is all being run by like a local model on a GPU on a computer in my closet over there. And it can function just on a web page here. It has permanent residence on those screens over there. I was showing you guys, the idea is that I can have like dashboards and kind of like an AI integrated visual system that can kind of follow me around my house long term.
I told you guys, Tony is built different. Tony is a special human being.
We're trying to build
like
literal Jarvis from Iron Man, and like
Yeah.
we're getting close. And then I take the personal version, we spin off like a Fractal Grove specific version, and yeah.
Thank you, Anna, for gifting Young Pineapple the sub. Thank you.
But again, like I always say, if you guys ever want to talk about this stuff, you want help, you want to build your own version, anything like that, please hit me up. I think it's really interesting. I've gotten really deep on it, and I think it would literally benefit almost every single person in this chat who is working on game dev right now. And I've seen Adder go fucking crazy over the last month or so as he started like really leaning into it. So I know it's possible.
Yeah, guys, nobody does shit like Tony. That's why we're in business together. I didn't have shit to do with that aside to talk to you dudes while she's in the room. Well, thank you, Bun Bun. I hope that you're like, oh, this is the crazy guys that Turning Cog is talking to all the time. I see the appeal. I get it. Hell yeah. Thank you, Bun Bun. Mary Dunk, I'm glad you're still here. You went quiet a little bit. You were talking about mobile games and stuff like that. I want to know what your thoughts are, because I feel like maybe I missed your follow-up. Did you want to talk about that a little bit? I know we're kind of deep in some tech stuff. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that. We can answer any questions you have around that too. You want to have food? Okay, no worries. Good. Yeah, eat food, don't die. Epic Noise, LOL. Exactly. Oculus is on board with it now. 6'6" fully tatted, Mr. Steal Your Girl and your code. Dude, Tony doesn't need to steal anyone's code. He gives his shit away for free. He's that kind of guy.
It's true. Yeah. I'll literally send most of our projects to you guys. Some of them I won't. But.
I mean, I feel like that was kind of an early, point of contention between us. I was like, bro, you can't just give shit away. And you're like, I don't give a fuck. Nobody owns code. And I'm like, that's crazy. But no, he's real for that.
I'm one of my favorite memes right here. It's like, bro, I stole your code. And he goes, it's not my code.
Exactly. Yeah, no worries, Adder. Take it easy, bro. Good luck with stuff. I hope that suggestion that we talked about the other day works out for you, because I feel like that'd be really fun and cool. Brightside wants the Dread source code. That might be secret sauce that we want to keep. Now that I think about the stuff that Tony made.
Yeah, I mean, if you were like, I need some help making a, some specific thing, like I would send you the system. I'm not going to send you the whole game, but.
Anna, thank you so much for another gift to Mermaid Unk. Mermaid Unk is official now. I'm just fucking with you, bro. I know you don't like Mermaid Unk, but that's why I say it, because you react negatively and you're like, I'm not Mermaid Unk. it's so much funnier. I'm a techie too, my man. I can have my thoughts. Might not be as deep, but I exist in here too. Absolutely, dude. I wanted to make sure. Oh my lord, LFQ. Whoa. Let's go. Thank you.
Crazy.
LFQ with the 5 gifteds. Not to be outdone by Anna. Coming in here swinging. I love it. Thank you, guys. Yeah, absolutely. I love that you guys are getting the gifters and you can drop the emotes. You got Disco Pup, you got the Beppis, you got the flashing, what's the BPM matches for the flashing trees, Tony? Is it one?
They're probably on 128, if I had to guess. Maybe 140, but yeah.
So yeah, those are synced up to like common EDM beats per minute. So if you want to drop those into your favorite stream that has some music going, it'll probably match up to some of that shit. Thanks everyone. Was it payday? I mean, bro, adults live different lives, Pineapple. You'll get there one day. I know you're living high on your stack of your winnings from the $500 winnings you got from the thing. Remember, don't spend it all, dude. You need some for taxes.
You should probably spend $20 of it on a Codex plan.
Yes.
I'm gonna keep saying that. Yep.
Yeah, Pineapple, you might have missed that because I know you were in and out. Spend $20 of that on the Codex plan and start integrating that, because I know you're new to this stuff, but you're very technical. You'll catch on to it really quickly, and your velocity and your
I think it would honestly benefit you massively.
Yeah, it's going to be huge for you, bro. 128 sounds the right kind of nerd. Yeah, exactly. Turning Cog. New hype train emote that I haven't unlocked yet. Hell yeah, LFQ. Collect them all, bro. Unk says, well, the point of my question was, lately I've been observing an org named Supercell. Yep, I'm familiar with Supercell. company which made Clash of Clans, Clash Royale.
Yep.
Not even close to dying. So, this is the thing with Supercell. Clash of Clans and Clash Royale made them one of the most highly valued studios in the world. Not just mobile, but they made, like, I think hundreds of millions, if not $1 billion, off of those two games. Like, crazy amounts of money. So Supercell was doing it right. They made a good game first. I played Clash Royale a bunch. That's a really good game. It's a great approach to the whole mobile game ecosystem of, like, I'm going to play a game while I'm taking a shit, type of deal. You can play a match of Clash Royale on the toilet in 3 minutes, and you're good to go. It's very well designed, and it's really fun. It has a lot of depth. It's competitive. I had a lot of fun playing that game. I never played Clash of Clans. That's more of like a social media, like Farmville type of thing, right? It's like Farmville, right, with combat?
That's not the worst way to explain it. Yeah.
Okay. That's how it always struck me. I just never got into it.
There's a lot of like time gating, and then you have to like defend. Well, you're building like a tower defense type thing ish, and then you're also like attacking, and you have a little bit more agency when you're attacking. The tower defense thing is just like when you get attacked, does your base survive or not?
Oh, god damn it, Pineapple. I was yelling at you and saying that you need to get a $20 quad code, or no, sorry, codex thing.
Yeah.
Get that, because you're so new at this point in your dev career that it's going to help you immensely, and you're technical enough to figure out how to make it work for you really well. Adder and Tony were talking about how effective it has made them. So get in there. Do that.
And I didn't realize there was a $20 codex plan. It used to be $100 to get codex, so I wouldn't recommend that to a lot of people, but codex is supposed to be like a much better value over quad code, so I would recommend doing that.
I know that Supercell has fallen off and they're trying to recapture the magic. It might have just been a time and a place thing, and they might have to pivot to something else. It's tricky. It's really tricky. Brawl Stars is another game they made. I don't know how well that game played. I never played it, so I know it's based off of Clash Royale, though. Adults don't live the different life. They're the same with more pointless deaths. I mean, it depends on how you're running your game. Also, Turning Cog wrote World Star in all caps, which made me think he just like kicked a window out in his house or some shit like that. It just screams World Star at Bun Bun Knits. So I hope that's not the case. Yeah.
No. Hold on. So typical Mary Dunk said, get educated and skip paying for AI. Are you saying that students get free AI, or are you just being like, don't use AI, use your brain? Because I don't want to talk about that if that's the case. But
they got so fucking greedy. Oh, okay. That's the problem with Supercell Brightside. For example, Brawl Stars reward system is and we just got the hype chest pop up.
He said, but. 4 accounts and use BlueStacks to play Clash of Clans to move as a unit and buff my main. COG was multi-boxing Clash. Okay.
That's crazy, dude.
Claude, I've been using the free tier and then wait when I hit a limit. Yeah, so I don't think you were here for the discussion, Burnt Pineapple, but if you're just using chat and you're copying and pasting back and forth and you're asking it what to do and you're hitting your free tier limits, like, you're literally wasting your time and you're operating at like a small percentage of your total, possible capabilities. If you need to start using something like Quad Code or Codex, because they're like more integrated into the projects, they're more for coding, and you don't have to like copy and paste back and forth between the chat, which is like kind of the biggest thing, because it'll like inherently be able to see your entire file structure and stuff. It'll make you go an order of magnitude faster than you're going right now with what you're doing. It's $20 for a month. You really should try it out. It'll be worth it.
Yeah, do Codex. Pineapple.
And we just said Codex because Quad Code has a $20 plan and Codex has a $20 plan, and the numbers on paper, generally you get about as much out of the $20 Codex plan as you do out of the $100 Quad plan. And I think you'll be able to go a lot crazier if you have more freedom. If you're on a $20 Quad Code plan, you're going to be like really token limited, and you're going to make all of your decisions around the idea that like you need to keep your token use down as much as possible, and you don't want to do anything too crazy or too long. Once that goes away, your creativity will open up and you'll be like, oh, what can I do now? I have all these new capabilities. I can literally do anything. So I don't know. That's just, yeah. All I know about free AI is GPT offered free Go membership in India for 1 year straight up, but they use a tactic, which is if you remove the payment method, post claiming the free membership, it's going to cancel on the next billing cycle. Okay. Hannibal says, yeah, what about Cursor? So Cursor, the main difference between Claude and OpenAI and Cursor that I don't really like is that Cursor's, and I don't know, kind of depends on the person, but I've completely canceled my Cursor account. I used to be like pro Cursor over Claude Code, but the way that Cursor works is that you can pay like $20 a month, and let's say you get, just for nice, easy to understand numbers, you get 1 million tokens for your AI for $20 a month. You can use all 1 million at any point in the month that you want to, but you could also blow all of them in like 2 days, and then you have to wait 28 days for your plan to roll over before you could literally do anything again without paying extra money. With Claude Code and Codex, you have the rolling cutoff every like 6 or 7 hours. And that just happens every single day. And then there's like a weekly limit that you can run up against, which you generally won't as long as you're not hitting your daily limit like every single 6 hour period. But that's going to keep you going for the whole month. And at worst case, like you're maybe getting cut off for like a couple days in a week or having to pay a little bit extra. Definitely just ran into with Cursor where like I know Greg was trying to use it Omni, and he blew through like the whole plan in like 2 days, and for 28 days it was just like a completely unusable subscription. So I wouldn't recommend that for that reason right now. It's a lot more like, I don't know, it used to be like VS Code and I liked that, but now just with the way that like Codex and Claude Code work, you just kind of use Cursor the same way with like a different plan, and you're using ChatGPT or Claude in Cursor because they do have their own models, but a lot of the time you're using the other models anyway. So I don't know.
Yeah, Pineapple said wow about the Omni story, and I just want to say this: I love Omni. He's a great dude. He's a good friend of mine. He's a cautionary tale. Omni doesn't take the advice. The thing that I want to say is we're giving you guys free advice. Just take it. Like, just take the free advice. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It didn't cost you anything. It's just a little bit of time and trying to understand what it is. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But take our advice first. It's going to help you a lot. Like, we're telling you guys this stuff because we've made these mistakes. We're saying don't start where we started. Start where we are now, and then you'll be in a better position.
And we're definitely not talking about insignificant amounts of money per month. And depending on, where you live in the world and what your situation is, like, they're even more significant than they might be for other people. But we're also not talking about toys here. Like, everything that we're talking about right now is a productivity tool that is used for kind of making money at the end of the day, I would say. Like, I know that we're all indie devs and the making money part is what we're trying really hard to make happen, and may or may not. But yeah, a lot of this stuff isn't for fun. Like, it's real shit. I don't know. It's like buying shoes or a mattress or something at a point. Like, I can't believe AI has reached that point of like criticality, but we're getting there, and it is what it is. So
I just saw Unk's message. $20 is huge for me when my salary is close to $300 a month. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like, legit, or are you making jokes about making $300 a month? Because like I'm an American. I don't have any, like, you could not survive if you made $300 a month as an American, regardless of where you live.
$1,400 a month minimum to survive as an American.
I think it's closer to 2,000.
Yeah.
And that's a very austere life. You may not be eating every day, at least 3 meals a day on that money, depending on where you live.
Graham says, my buddy got to try Fable before it got shut down, and he himself is what I consider a top 1% coder, and he said it's built different, barely touches any code by hand now. I'm the same way. I went from like, I would still write most of the code myself through, I don't know, the middle of last year, I would say. Like, it was a majority of like tab completing and copying and pasting and stuff. And then that started to change, and then around January of this year, like, legit, I've probably handwritten 5 lines of code since January or something like that. But I've shipped 10 million lines of code or something like that, and across so many projects. And I realize it sounds insane, and not all of it is like super serious or like real shit, but it's the way it's going. I did some stuff with Fable last week before I got cut off too. It was really cool, but it annihilated I have $100 plan, and I lost like a day's worth of work over like one session with Fable. So I probably won't be using it very regularly, even if it comes back, because 4.8 works pretty good. So
Pineapple asks, aren't groceries $200 a week? It depends on where you live and how big your family is. But yeah, 200 I think is like reasonable for an individual. That's you're gonna have nice groceries.
Graham says, I asked him what his working day looks like, and he said he's running out of movies to watch while he babysits it to make sure it stays on task.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's another big reason why I was just showing you like my crazy system with all the screens and these generative UIs and stuff. Like, I don't want to sit here and babysit it and do nothing. That sounds really dumb to me. I kind of have it to a point, like it's not super dialed in yet, but like I can kind of like sit down in the morning, line up a bunch of shit that I want to do, get it going, and then I can kind of monitor it from my phone and like go work on my yard or like clean my house or work out or something. I don't have to come back up and check things here and there, but like the whole idea is like the same shit that I was producing keeps getting produced, but I don't have to sit here anymore, and I can just kind of like check in on it from time to time. It's like managing a dev team if you've ever done that. Like you have guys and you set up a Kanban board and you give them a bunch of tasks and you detail them out and you make sure they understand what their requirements are. And then you tell them to go, and then you tell them to open a PR, and you're going to review the code and then merge it if it looks good, or tell them that you have problems with it if it doesn't. And you'll just do that over and over, and you ship code. Like, that's literally what I'm doing now, except there's just no other people. I used to run a team of like 4 people that we would do that with, and I didn't fire them because of AI or anything. I got laid off from that job, but this feels very, very similar to what I was doing in that role.
Pineapple's eating. No worries. Take it easy, bro. Running out of movies. Have a good one. Okay, cool. Yeah, we caught up. We did it. Let's see. Unk, like, now I really want to know. You said, $300 is 27,000 INR. What's INR? Indian rupees?
Indian rupee, I think, yeah.
I get 30K in hand. Okay, so then you have to spend 3,000 rupees on like taxes a month or something like that? Because I don't know how you get 27,000 and then you get 30K in hand. Dude, that's a crazy low wage for the West. I mean, I hope you can survive on that. I assume, like, I know cost of living is significantly cheaper in India, so like just eating a meal is like less than $1, right? You can get like, how much is like a chai or a lassi? That's like a cent, a penny, $1, 100th of USD, or like what? Yeah, what are we talking here? I'm just super curious about this. I want to know about how your shit works, bro. And it's not to like gawk or anything. I'm just super curious. I approximated to get close to 300 USD. Listen to the 30K breakdown now. Okay, cool. Yeah, tell me. Yeah, tell me, bro. Okay, so let's see if there's any more video game news. I mean, it was bleak at the top of the stream. Man, there was like sad shit. Dragon's Dogma 2 expansion, Mega Man for Gamescom, Tony.
What about Mega Man?
Capcom saying there's gonna be a Mega Man. They're talking about what they're going to show at Gamescom, and they were saying it's going to be Dragon's Dogma 2 upcoming expansion, Mega Man Dual Override.
Oh yeah, we've seen that. Not exciting.
Is it a like traditional Mega Man game?
No, it's more like the GameCube era, like Battle Network, weird anime spin-off card system. Yeah,
like Battle Network kind of shit.
Yes.
Okay. Oh yes, Brightside. Okay, I meant to ask this. Thank you for bringing it up. Did anyone else watch the fights this weekend? Because I did, and I thought it was fucking awesome. There were some really good fights, bro. Gaethje versus Topuria was phenomenal. It was so sick to see Gaethje finally get the dub, dude. In that setting, I was like, holy shit. Dude, Topuria got bodied. I did not expect that. It was the craziest shit ever. Same thing with Poetan, dude. fucking Alex Pajera. Like that was crazy. I did not expect him to get destroyed by Cyril Gahn. Like I did not. I think going up in weight was not good for him. He looked the least healthy I've ever seen him when he fought. And he got destroyed. Yeah, he literally did have the biggest ass in the UFC. Did you hear the commentators mention that shit? That was so funny to me. I think it was Joe was like, dude, he gained like 60 pounds and it looks like it all went to his ass. Okay, I'm not. Millsy says, this is about to get more crazy. Just seen they added even more AI to 5.8. I mean, yeah, we talked about that a bit, Millsy. Or not Millsy. He's been doing a lot of deadlifts. Yeah, dude, he's been stacking the cake directly in the shorts, bro. I'm trying to think of the other fights. Hokit was crazy. I didn't expect him to win as hard as he did. Kind of looked like dude took a dive. Obviously, Hokit, bro, that's his whole thing. He plays the heel. I'm not a Hokit fan. I don't like how undignified he is, and the shit that he says in the ringside interviews is the craziest. Lewis is the worst one-trick pony. Yeah. I'd agree. Lewis was not looking like he was in shape to fight Hokit, man. Unk says, I spend 3K to 3.5K on bike fuel, which is 30 liters of petrol. Oh, so you have like a scooter type of a deal? A little motorized scooter. I live in PG, which costs me 9K a month. I get 2 meals, shared room with a partner. 3.5K on bike fuel. That seems kind of cheap for fuel for the. And I buy protein worth 2.5K for 2.2 pounds, and fruits and healthy snacks worth 2.25K. Total's close to 19K. I keep 3K in hand as emergency money. Smart, dude. Smart. So, Unk, this would probably blow your mind. Most Americans, and this is a stat that I'm referencing from like a YouTuber that I've seen. Most Americans, which is like somewhere on the order of like 60%, cannot cover an unforeseen $400 expense in 1 month period. They just can't do it.
I think it's like
money saved up.
79% of Americans don't have like $1,000 in their checking account or in their savings account or something like that.
Yep.
Like,
so the more alarming stat is that if there's a $400 expense, they can't cover it. They have to put it on credit. And that leads to the other statistic, which is something like 70% of Americans have credit card debt. And the credit card debt in the United States is like over $1 trillion. That's fucking absurd. Like, guys, do a budget. Seriously. If you guys aren't doing a budget, just do a fucking budget. Look at what you're spending. Look at what you bring in. And make sure you save money. You want to save 3 to 6 months. I definitely think 6 months of saving is better. That's your emergency fund. You don't touch that. You let that go. So if you're a game dev and you get laid off, you've got 6 months where you don't need to have a job because you can maintain your way of life. That's what you've got to do. Lumina says, go hyphy in this bitch. Hot Like the Sauce, one of the best songs ever made. Fuck yeah, dude.
Probably the best chat message you've ever written.
That's incredible. Thank you, Luminous. That's a great contribution. I love darker nodes and electric nodes plugins. Hell yeah. So do we, Millsy.
Yep. And Blueprint Assist. That's my other big one.
Brightside's trying to talk some shit. Man's a Pretty Lights fan. Let me give you a line.
That's what Illuminous is talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Let me give you a line said by India's youngest billionaire. 90% of Indians are one hospitalization away from being bankrupt. Bro, I think that's true in the U.S. too. As like the most wealthy nation in the history of like humanity, we still have the same situation going on here. It's really bad. You guys gotta put money away. Like, just save it. It's not worth, getting into debt that you don't need. Is that a fellow electronic nodes enjoyer I see? Absolutely, Brain Dead Orc. Welcome, and thank you for chatting with us. They just like us. Yeah, exactly. They are just like us for real, dude. All humans have the same problems regardless of where you live. Don't have a premature baby if you don't want to be in debt $2 million to NICU. Yeah, dude, holy shit. Welcome back, Pineapple.
Oh, I thought one of the other people that was actually talking about having babies was saying that, not Bright Side.
Yeah, be careful with those babies, Unc. I think they have a different healthcare system, Brightside, where it's not that crazy. Like, I think healthcare in India is actually pretty cheap compared to like the rest of the world. I know this from an Indian friend who was telling me like he had to do some operation on like his liver or some shit like that, and he was going to go back to India to do it because the costs in the US were like tens of thousands of dollars, and in India it was like $250. Same procedure, same reputable, level of medical expertise is what he was getting at. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't necessarily, as an American, I will say not necessarily best in class, but definitely comparable to North American healthcare. We are not cheap at all. And
yeah, we'll just ruin your life. But we'll save it, but we'll ruin it.
Yeah, I shouldn't say North American. I should say United States, because Canadian healthcare is cheeks from what I understand. Come on, Canada. I know you're out there. Canadians, come at me about your healthcare.
I think it's good. It's just like, because it's
not good.
It's like hard to get in, isn't it? It's not good either.
You have to book appointments, and it's not that great.
Interesting.
I
got a buddy who is Mexican, and he goes back to Mexico anytime he has to get something done, and he only speaks highly. He's like, it's great. It's super cheap. Give me in the same day. Super professional and clean and everything.
Especially if he's going to Mexico City for it, because Mexico.
He's going to Monterrey, which is like a very nice.
Okay,
city.
yeah,
totally.
Yeah.
So.
Pineapple says, I don't know if you guys seen those people where they cold call businesses with old or no websites, and they make a website with Claude and sell them for like $500. I have not seen that. That sounds like a weird hustle. I wouldn't be into that.
You shouldn't sell a website for $500 either.
Yeah. Unc says, you're called the lost generation. We don't know how our lives work. Listen, man, India has the cheapest medications and best in class. In India, one baby is $1,000 from labor room to a 3-day stay in the hospital. Yeah, it is like $10,000 in the US to have a baby.
Probably more than that, honestly.
It's very expensive. Yeah, it's probably like $20K. Anna says, come to Brazil, Brightside. We have a free healthcare system, free vaccines, etc. What would the NHS cost you, Wixier? Yeah, Wix, tell us about European healthcare. I don't think it's better than the US, but what do I know? Grim Sage says it's $1,000 for water and towels in the US hospital. Yeah, that's true. And you got to pay for parking. Very real, Oculus. Yeah, you do. They don't care though, because they have too much. They have to do much. I don't know what you're trying to say here, Pineapple. The businesses are shocked because their last quote was 4K and they seem to work. I don't know what you're trying to say. I think the NHS is free. Europe has 40% taxes, so it's undeniable, understandable. NHS is free as well. I love it. All the non-Americans are talking about national health care being free. NHS is free, but waiting times are usually pretty bad. If it's critical, you'll